Right now, Ten Hag has gone from being the savior to having everyone question what he's doing. And certain fans are like, Ten Hag out. And I'm not going to lie to you, ST. I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge because I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the football that I'm seeing. I don't like the players that are being played. And as I said, Mason Mount is the one that I'm gonna hold him accountable for going to the Emirates where we haven't won there since 2017. Right? Arsenal undefeated in their last 5 games against us at the Emirates. What can we do to try and get a result in this game?
We need to bang Judge. That's it. Like, bro, I have no. Listen.
Man said, get the Obi man on speed down, bro.
That's all we have to do. We can't do. Let's just hope Partey plays right back. That's all I'm saying.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz Roundtable Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST in the building. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, but I don't want to really be talking about football, man. We had such a good podcast poddy the other time, talking about the athletics. We were happy, smiling, and now I have to come back to this crap.
People, as ST alluded to, if you haven't seen it already, we shot the Athletics Talk review for the Athletics World Championships. If you're into that, you like that, make sure you go on the channel and watch that. Make sure you smash a like, leave some comments as well. Holiday's done. As I said, Athletics World Championships is done. So we are back to football. And bro, it's feeling like we're going back to the Ollie days. I can't lie. I am not the season's already started. I'm not looking forward to what's going to unfold. And we're going to get into it. People, United Talk is back. We're going to be talking about what's already happened in the first couple games that we've had this season. We're going to look at the Arsenal game, and we're going to be looking at a lot of other things as well. But before we start, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, share. We are here. Keep saying it. It's the only channel on this platform that gives you so many different sports, so much good content, and you're not going to find this anywhere else. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. Right, ST. Obviously, we're 3 games into the season. United got 6 points from 9. Everyone else, if people just heard that, they'll be like, "Oh, what is there to be so depressed about?" Blah blah blah. This and the other. Obviously, we beat Wolves 1-0 at home, lost 2-0 away to Tottenham, and beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. ST, for you, what are the problems that you're having right now with the way things are going? Because there'll be a lot of United fans out there saying we've won 2, lost 1, 6 points out of 9. I think only a point off of the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool and all that. Obviously 2 points behind on Man City. They'll be like, what is this? It's too early. And people say it's too early in the season. What's the crisis? What's everyone upset about? Tell the people what you're upset about.
So what I'm upset about is we are not playing well, first of all. Last year, I could see at least where the goals were coming from. This year, our forward line, I have to call them out. Anthony, Garnacho, Rashford, they're letting us down. We're not scoring enough goals. We had that problem. We had that problem last year, but Rashford was scoring goals, but now we're not scoring goals at all. Secondly, we don't have any creativity in the midfield, and Casemiro is getting exposed. We look very disjointed. We haven't made enough signings. The manager's talent ID is crap. And it feels like we're regressing from last year where even though we started off very slowly, we can see there was a system, there was a plan in place. And Man United were playing to that system, even though we didn't have the players, but at least we could see what the manager was trying to do. Now it feels like because he's won this Carabao Cup, League Cup, it feels like the progress that we've made has just been thrown out the window. It looks like we've not worked on anything in pre-season training, no patterns of play. And we're just a shambles right now. We were very lucky to beat Wolves, like we should have lost. We were really lucky to actually beat Nottingham Forest. It's just that Nottingham Forest are not a great side. That's the only reason. If that's any decent side, we're not winning that or getting a point out of that. And Tottenham did what Tottenham did, and even that, yeah, it was an embarrassment. So that's just to sort of sum it up. Don't be fooled by the 6 out of 9 points. We've got a lot of problems, a lot of people that are in the team that need to go. The system of football we're not playing is great, and yeah, I'm just not excited about Man United right now. We're not exciting on the eye. Like, there's nothing that's the manager or the team is showing me like ambition or we're moving forward. So yeah.
There's a lot to unpack from what you said, but I think in terms of the key points that a lot of people are feeling, I think you've said them all. What people will allude to is the fact that obviously last season, the games against Brighton and Brentford, everybody said the same thing. We don't know what's going on. It looks like we're going to be the whipping boys. It looks as though the manager doesn't know what he's doing. No, it looks as though the players don't know what they're doing and the players aren't good enough. And then obviously we saw what happened, went on to finish third and win the League Cup. Here's why this time is different. The manager was new. So everyone was like, give him time. They need to adapt, this, that, and the other. The manager's now had a year in the job. I said that he overachieved last season in terms of us finishing third. And in terms of us finishing third, not winning the trophy, but in terms of us finishing third. And obviously that was due to the fact that obviously we had a supreme home record. And obviously Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham were a shambles. This season, no, and here's the other thing. Although no one knew what Ten Hag wanted to do, you could see that he wanted to try and keep the ball. In the first half of the season, he wanted to try to keep the ball, pass and move around. And then here's where the issue started to come, especially in the late part. So we're talking about Europa League, where we got kicked out by Sevilla and so on, where we started to see him reverting to the Oli style of football, which was nothing, just counterattack and do whatever you want to do. And everybody said that he just needed the players that he needs so that he could play the football. Now, we've been constrained in this transfer window, obviously, because of the Glazers, and we are Glazers out, and the Glazers have a lot to answer for in terms of what has happened. Where Ten Hag gets sympathy from nobody is the profile of player that he's brought in. And there is one specifically that people are saying he's going to live or die by. And we're going to get into the transfers in a second. But what we have seen in the preseason is he's now completely changed the way how he wants to play and wants to play this high press, high energy, win the ball high football, right? And it's not working because these players can't press. These players haven't got the energy to press, and every team is playing around us, right? We haven't got the players for this. And my gripe with the high press, high energy, if you're going to do that, cool, fair enough. ST, what were we told when Ralph was relieved of his duties as going up? He was supposed to be going up to technical director. We were told that they had different ideologies and different styles, and that is why Ralph had to go. We now know that's nonsense because this guy's trying to play the football that Ralph invented. So that whole Ralph thing was about the United hierarchy and the fact that Ralph called them out, which we all knew, but this solidifies that, right? So you're now trying to play this high press football. With what players are you trying to do this with? with what players, right? You've got a back four, which we said needed improvement, but we're not going to stick it on them like that. But you had a back four that needed improvement. You didn't do anything with that. We had a front three. Everyone knew we needed two strikers, not one, two strikers, because we now given up on Tony, right? You brought in one, Hoyland. Hoyland shouldn't have been your only signing. Reason being, he should be the understudy to a man that is now at Bayern Munich. Yeah, that's what should have happened, right? And then we bring it to the midfield. You brought in one midfielder, obviously, transfer window. We're recording this right now, people. The transfer window is still going on, currently going on. We will have a transfer wrap-up shows sooner, so we're gonna get in depth in the transfers. But you brought in one, and this is the guy that you're gonna live and die off, because nobody in this football club wanted Mason Mount. Nobody, no fan wanted Mason Mount. Not one. Ten Hag wanted Mason Mount. And this is why he's going to live and die by that. Because you bringing in Mason Mount for the money that you did is a sackable offense. A sackable offense. Right? And I can't blame Mason Mount alone for what is going on, but this is the silence that everyone takes heed with. Right? So when you put all of these things together, and I'm not leaving the Glazers out because the Glazers need to go, they need to get out of the football club because they're the one reason why we can't go out and spend the money that we need to spend because they're being money grabbing, hungry so-and-sos, right? But there's nothing we can do about that. But this is on Ten Hag in terms of the players that he's bringing in. You brought in a goalkeeper that we needed, and yes, he's a ball-playing goalkeeper. Why bring him in if you're going to play the high press, high energy and not going to be trying to play out from the back and play total football? That is a complete contradiction to what you are doing. It doesn't make sense. And right now, Ten Hag has gone from being the savior to having everyone question what he's doing. And certain fans are like, Ten Hag out. And I'm not going to lie to you, ST. I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge because I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the football that I'm seeing. I don't like the players that are being played. And as I said, Mason Mount is the one that I'm going to hold him accountable for. It's as simple as that. And I know fans will be out there and saying, we shouldn't be negative about Mason Mount and we should be trying to get behind him, blah, blah. I don't want to see anyone that comes to Man United, I want them to do well. But you just know those players that are rubbish and just aren't going to do it. And I can't forgive it. Can't forgive it at all, ST. Can't forgive it. What are your takes on the transfers, bro?
Awful transfer dealings. Mason Mount listen, as much as you cost Mason Mount, it's not his fault. Like he didn't
ask fault, blood.
What his fault on the pitch.
Bro, it's his fault on the pitch, bro. He's rubbish, bro. But anyway, carry on, sorry.
Well, yeah. But it's the manager that keeps playing him. The manager wanted him. Listen, we haven't strengthened in the correct positions. I feel sorry for, as much as the defense needs a little work, yeah, trust me, TJ's a defender. I'm a midfielder striker. I play forward. Listen, as defenders, I'd understand if you guys would be fuming at the forwards because Man United don't really concede a lot of goals.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't score enough. And what happens is goals take the pressure off your defense at least.
Mm-hmm.
The defense are doing their job. The forwards ain't doing their job. And now it's causing the defenders to have a lot of pressure. And on the midfield as well is another one. But it's the forward line which is very bad. And they need to take responsibility.
Forward line is awful. And I obviously Hoyland come in, he's got a back problem. Cool. Again, as I said, should be the understudy, shouldn't be the main centre forward, but constrained by money. Cool, fair enough. Right. Someone please tell me why Garnacho is starting in this team.
Oh Lord.
Like why? Why is he starting? Why is he starting? People will say, well, Sancho's done nothing. This, that, and the other. My whole thing is that I don't think since Sancho's been at the club, he's had a run of games.
He hasn't.
Like he played 2 and then gets dropped and blah, blah, this, that, and the other. I want to see Sancho have a run of 5, 6, 7 games, and then I will judge him on what he's doing. Garnacho shouldn't be starting anywhere near this team. It's a kick and run. He's a kick and run merchant, bro. He's the Buenos Aires Dan James, bro. He is the Buenos Aires Dan James, bro. That is what he is. Like, everyone talks to me about this guy saying, "Oh, look at him. He's young. He's a young CPR7 and blah, blah, blah."
Oh,
bro,
Lord.
He hasn't got anywhere near the talent of Cristiano. Nowhere near. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the kid, but that's on Ten Hag. He should not be starting. Like, bro, as far as I'm concerned, Anthony, Sancho, Palestri should all be ahead of Garnacho in terms of coming in. Give Palestri a run of games and let's see what he can do. Because he can't do no worse than what Garnacho has done in the first part of the season. Garnacho is an impact player. He should be coming off the bench. When the defenders are tired after 65, 70 minutes, he should be coming on to run at them. This guy can't start a game, especially games in which we're supposed to have the ball. That's not his game. His game is on the counter attack. And even in that, he couldn't do that against Tottenham. So it's one of them ones. But yeah, you have to hold the forward line accountable. Rashford, not interested, disinterested because he's sulking because he's playing for the middle. And this is where I have to agree with Rance. Bro, how many times do we see Rashford play rubbish? But because he scores a goal, no one says anything.
All the time, even last year.
Even last year, towards the end of the season, bro, he was walking around, wasn't interested, didn't want to track back, didn't want to do nothing, bro. And imagine, I remember the game, was it Chelsea, where Tony scored and everyone was like he was rubbish. All right, but have the same energy for Rashford, though. Because Rashford don't do nothing, scores a goal, and then everyone's like, oh yeah, he's our savior. Like, have the same energy for everybody, innit? Anthony, boy.
Bro, I've stopped defending.
Bro, like,
bro,
real
listen,
talk.
I'm done.
I said, yeah, first season or that he needs to adjust. This guy needs to show me a lot more. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a decent second half against Nottingham Forest, but we need way more. Right now, this guy is looking like one of the biggest flops in Manchester United history, and he's going to need to come good. So when you look at that forward line, ST, it's bad, and it's compounded with how bad the midfield is. Because, as you said, Casemiro's getting exposed. Mason Mount is rubbish, right? And Bruno is Bruno. Bruno will, as I said, Mason Mount is just an English Bruno, bruv. They'll run around, do everything. But, bro, they're playing hot potato with the football. Can't pass football 5 yards. Can't keep a football. And this myth and this nonsense of, Bruno's created the most chances and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Like, you see that nonsense to me, it gets on my nerves, but I hate people that give me that. And the reason why I say that is, ST, is that, and this is why I don't take things seriously in terms of how these people collate these stats. Because remember when we played Tottenham, at home, and CR7 got the ball on, I think he controlled it on the fire and then whacked it in the top corner. And somehow Fred got an assist for that. Like, this is why I don't take these things seriously, because that's not an assist. This is why these chances are created. Oh, because Bruno's spamming the ball everywhere, it's a chance created. Like, go away with that nonsense. Don't get me wrong. Bruno, in the attacking third, does do things. But in that same breath, the guy gives the ball away so many times. And then people will come up with the excuse, well, he has to take risks. No. Because you can keep the ball and monopolize it and move it around. And then because KDB, we don't say about KDB, he has to take risks. We don't say that about KDB.
Even KDB, obviously KDB loses the ball sometimes, but at least his output, that's a creative guy. He puts it on a plate for people.
Exactly. Like Bruno, just cross it to the back stick, and Rashford's nowhere near, and they'll say, "Oh, big chance created." Like, get out of here with all that, man. So, and then obviously with these two running forward, I think I saw something in the first game against Wolves where Bruno and Mount were ahead of Rashford on the map. So what does that do? It leaves Casemiro completely exposed. I've seen people talking about Casemiro. Don't get me wrong. I said it in the group chat. I said, Casemiro, since he got that sending off, the second one, can't remember who it was against. It was Palace.
He's afraid to tackle.
Not even that. He's just looked awful. He hasn't looked the same. And I think the main reason for that is age being the first thing. If he got tired at the end of last season. But now what we're seeing is Bruno and Mount are completely exposing this guy. So this guy's having to play defensive midfield, centre midfield, and trying to play parts. They're exposing his weaknesses, which is covering ground, which is picking up the ball of centre backs and then playing them forward passes. That's not his style. And you've got two guys that are headless chickens that are useless in any system and leaving them completely exposed. So when you look at it in all of that, yeah, we're seeing a team that was defensively sound. And now, because Ten Hag is trying to play the high press, we are getting completely exposed. He can't do that. Not with this team. Not with these players. They're not good enough for it. They're nowhere near good enough for it. And we are now seeing the results of what he is trying to do. And it's not on ST. And I don't want to see my team fail. Bro, look how upbeat we was last season. We never won the league or whatever, blah, blah. We were more upbeat. We were more positive. We had talk for everybody. Now this season, it feels like we're going back to the Ollie days. And I hope that's not the case. I hope Ten Hag pulls it out the bag. And this is the other thing. When you look at it, obviously, we'll go deeper in the transfer talk, but Mount, 65 million, waste of money. Højlund, 72 million. You're basically betting on him coming good, even though he scored 9 goals in Serie A last season. Onana, 44, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with Onana. I think it's a good buy. Johnny Evans on a free. Amrabat on, which we hope is coming in on a loan, which is what we need, because Amrabat is that midfielder that can help Casemiro. So when Casemiro goes to do destroying, Amrabat can take the ball and pass it, and you know what I mean, keep it ticking over and whatnot. And he's got a bit more legs than Christian Eriksen and a bit more size about him than Christian Eriksen. So he'll help Casemiro in that midfield. And hopefully that will be our base. We know Bruno's not going to get dropped because he's captain now. So yeah, shit Mason Mount out, bro. Make him do up bench. Like, do you know what I mean? But when I think about ST, Maddison, 45 million to Tottenham.
Fuming about that one.
Bro, 45 million to Tottenham. Look at what bits he's doing. We bought him Mason Mount. Tielemans on a free. We're Tielemans on a free.
He's playing well at Villa as well.
He's gone to Villa, bro. Gravenberch, who looks like the deal basically done to go to Liverpool. 34 million. Look at all these players, and there's plenty others. Look at all these players that have gone for less money than Mason Mount, bruv. Lavia, obviously his potential went for less money than Mason Mount. There's Ward-Prowse, went to West Ham. Kudus. Like all these players that are better than Mason Mount.
Nunes to Man City. Less than Mason Mount.
Less than Mason. Like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro, and it hurts my heart. That Man United and Ten Hag have done this to us, bringing in Mason Mount, bro. But ST, let's move on to obviously the game on the weekend against Arsenal now. Bro, I'm talking about, bro, Texas Chainsaw Massacre settings. This is, bro, like I've got no confidence going into this game. I don't know if Amrabat can even be registered in time to play this game. I'm not sure. Oh my days, ST, before we didn't do that, we didn't talk about the whole left back crisis, and now we got Sergio Reguilon from Tottenham, which is an embarrassment in itself. Now I understand it, but to be fair, ST, to be fair, it's a half decent deal.
Yeah,
we got cover for the 2 injured, and we can break the clause in January and we can send him back. So it's not the worst deal in the world, but even still. And I don't think we left ourselves short, because 2 left backs, 2 right backs, we should be good. But obviously, the 2 injuries and whatnot is what it is anyway. But yeah, looking at Arsenal now, we said Texas, we know we're going to get pumped, but let's try and be positive. Because obviously we beat them at Old Trafford. In the preseason, we beat them 2-0 with the style that we're doing. I know preseason doesn't count, but I'm trying to find any positive that I can. Højlund is fit, Ten Hag says, for this game. What can we do? What can we do to try and get something out of this game? Because, again, ST, it's another away game against one of the top 10 in the league last season. And we started badly with a 2-0 loss at Spurs. Last season, we drew there. Do you know what I mean? Now we've lost. going to the Emirates, and Emirates where we haven't won there since 2017, right? Arsenal undefeated in their last 5 games against us at the Emirates. What can we do to try and get a result in this game?
We need to bang Judge. That's it. Like, bro, I have no. Listen,
Man said, get the Obiya man on speed dial, bro.
That's all we have to do. We can't do. Let's just hope Partey plays right back. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, real talk. We need to make sure. We need to make sure that Partey plays right back. We need to make sure that Kiwior Luke plays left back. We need to make sure that the Seaside Senderos and Saliba plays centre back. We need to make sure that Kai Havertz plays and starts.
Oh yeah.
We need to make sure that Eddie Murphy starts up front.
No, but he's been banging well. Listen, allow Eddie.
Nah. He's rubbish, bud. I'd rather him play than see the front three of Martinelli, Trossard, and Saka.
Oh yeah, that's long.
That's long. That is but Gabriel Jesus is back.
Oh yeah.
Gabriel Jesus is back as well, and that's someone that I don't want to see. I really don't want to see him. But yeah, we need a miracle right now because honestly, the way that we're playing, when you look at it, obviously we've conceded 3 goals already this season. Obviously, 2 against Nottingham Forest, 4 goals, 2 against Forest and 2 against Tottenham. Bro, the way how we played in that first 10, 15 minutes against Forest, we do that at the Emirates. The game's gonna be over in 15 minutes. It's gonna be over in 15 minutes. So Varane's out as well, which doesn't help. So Varane's out for like a month at least. So we're looking at Onana in goal. We're looking at Wan-Bissaka right back, Linda and Lissandro centre backs, and we're looking at Dallo at left back.
Yeah.
And Lissandro hasn't been the same since that injury, but I think it's because of how much he's going to get exposed, and he's going to be in for a torrid time because the Arsenal fans absolutely hate him after that pre-season game.
Yeah.
In midfield, we have to go Cass and McTominay.
Yeah,
we have to go Cass and McTominay. Obviously Mason Mount's injured, thank the Lord.
Yep.
So, but we can't play Eriksen. We cannot play Eriksen.
We'll get overrun.
Yeah, so we have to go. If Amrabat can't be registered, and obviously even if he is, I don't think he'll start. We have to go Cass and McTominay. We just have to have the legs in the midfield.
Yeah.
Right. Bruno obviously played 10, and then. Obviously, Rashford on the left.
It's gonna have to be Anthony on the right, and I'll probably put Sancho in the false 9.
Nah, you're gonna have to play Tony. You're gonna have to play Tony. We need someone.
I want to play Tony. Yeah, of course.
We need someone that can hold the ball.
I can't trust Tony's fitness.
We can't trust him, but we need someone to hold the ball. Yeah. So Tony up front. We gotta go with that team. Ideally, I'd drop Anthony and play Sanch, but I think that's a team that Ten Hag's gonna go with. With Arsenal,
I wouldn't do that for that because don't get me wrong, I think Sancho deserves to play, but I think one thing Anthony is good at, and we're gonna need it. He'll trap back.
Yeah, which is fair. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of defending. So and I think this is the one time where we have to play on the counter.
Yeah,
it's the one game where we can't do the high press against Arsenal. Bro, it will be a bloodbath.
High press, Odegaard. Hey, I'm not trying to see that still.
Bro, they'll run riot. They will run riot. Like I'm already threatened seeing Saka against Dallo, bro. Like I don't want to see that. I'm not concerned about Wan-Bissaka on the other side against Martinelli. I'm not really concerned by that. But the midfield. Bro, if on Sunday, if we see the midfield of Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, it's going to be a long for us. And I'm going to be honest, ST, it's what we're going to see. Arsenal are going to go Raya. I think Raya's going to start this game, the Brentford goalkeeper. I think Ben White's going to go back to right back. It'll be Gabriel and Saliba. Now that the transfer window is going to close and Gabriel's going to stay, I think it'll be Saliba and Gabriel. Zinchenko will start. Even though I'm happy with seeing Zinchenko start because defensively he's awful. And then it'll be Rice, Partey, and Odegaard, and then Martinelli, Nketiah, and Saka.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long
that's
90 minutes,
And plus, we
bro.
all know Arsenal. We all know we're all surrounded by Arsenal fans and
Bro, as
everything.
we know, it's a social media derby. That's what it's titled, like the social media derby. So it's gonna be long, but we have to find a way. And I think the best way is counter-attack. I think the best way is counter-attack. And I think that in the first instance, having Tony there to hold the ball up, control it, and then Rashford, Bruno, and Anthony making runs in behind, I think could work for us. And then obviously on the bench, we can change it. We can bring on a Garnacho. We can bring on a Højlund to make his debut. We can bring on a Sancho. And obviously can bring on a Christian Eriksen if things ain't going wrong. So when you look at it, ST, when we look at that first squad, we will have options on the bench. The problem is the game going to be over by half time? That is the problem. Obviously, it's one of them ones where it's going to be long. And, bro, credit where credit's due, this Arsenal team is going for the league. They're going for the league. So where we are and where they are is two completely different places. So we can't go... And this is the thing where Ten Hag needs to let his ego go. Because how many times did we see in the big away games, he went there and was playing Christian Eriksen, was playing Bruno, the Liverpool game where he was playing Bruno on the left and all that, and leaving us completely exposed. Like, he needs to put his ego in check, and we have to, bro, like, I don't want to see Bruno on the left or right, but have Scott McTominay in there. I know he doesn't fancy him, but he has to. If I see Christian Eriksen start, there's no point, bro.
Yeah, there's no point watching.
There's no point because we're just going to get absolutely overrun. Or at least with McTominay, as much as he's crap, and I know people are probably thinking to themselves, these guys are relying on McTominay. This is how desperate we are that we're relying on McTominay. But at least he'll put himself about, get a couple fouls in and that. It gives us height as well because we're a small team. So at least with McTominay, we'll have height as well. But I'm clutching at straws here, ST. I can't see, bro. If we get a draw, that's a win to us. That's a win to us. I can't lie in this game. That is a win to us. What are you thinking?
I'm hoping for a draw, expecting to lose. If I'm being very honest, like I'm trying to be hopeful, but I'm not. Like, I'm the optimistic one out of the both of us, the very optimistic one. But the way we're playing now, no. Like at home as well, Arsenal, and the way Nketiah is on form, the way that if they play the right team, listen, I'm not looking forward to it, man. It could be a bloodbath, but you know what? I'm hoping for a draw.
Bro, it's the only thing we can hope for because we're like, bro, if we were, could you imagine if we went there to steal a win? I don't think the likes of the Truth, Mr. KA, I don't think they couldn't show their face in the group, bruv. But
no.
Because remember, their expectation, I think the Truth said 3 goals minimum against this United side. This is how confident. But then the thing is, we can't argue with that because of the way how we're playing. Because of the way how we're playing, like I said, like Nottingham Forest, a half decent team, and we lose that 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and we don't come back in there. Tottenham, even though we played well for the first half an hour, Tottenham completely took that game over in the second half. And Wolves
dominate the whole game.
The common denominator is we're too easy to play against. We're too easy to play against. Teams can just play around us. It's too easy. So Ten Hag's going to have to find a way. He's going to have to find a way to do this because that's going to be another away defeat on his record. And questions are going to be asked. A lot of questions are going to be asked about Ten Hag this season. And lo and behold, that's compounded again by the Champions League draw, which we will again have a show for that in the upcoming, where we've got Bayern Munich. We've got Bayern Munich, and then we've got to go away to Turkey, where we hate going. So, bro, it's looking peak right now. United right now are looking like we could be finishing 6th or 7th.
And we're only fighting for the FA Cup.
And we're only fighting for the FA Cup. Because Carabao Cup don't mean nothing to me no more. Last season,
Yeah, because you
it
won
got a
it.
little because we hadn't won a trophy in 5 years. Winning the Carabao Cup is not acceptable this season. It's FA Cup or nothing. It's FA Cup or nothing because Champions League is going to be long. If we get out of that group, we got lucky. Yeah, the Premier League is done and dusted already. We're not even involved in that. So Ten Hag has got a lot to answer for, and we're going to see how it unfolds. But ST, we've got to try and be positive. We've got to try and be positive. We've got some Amrabat, ball playing, defensive midfielder. I'm happy with that. Someone that can receive the ball off the centre backs, pass the ball forward. Højlund, I'm intrigued to see what he can do on the pitch in terms of how he's going to settle in. Obviously, Onana, happy with that. We know what he's about. We know how good he is. And we've just got to give the manager a chance. As difficult as it is to say it, we got to give him a chance. Remember, as we said, last season, we were in the same boat. I think the predicament's a little bit different, but it wasn't going so well, and he found a way. He found a way to do what we need to do. So we've got to try and trust Ten Hag. We've got to try and trust in what he's doing. And hopefully this season we can achieve what we need to achieve. And hopefully by the end of the season, the Glazers are out as well, so that we can do what we need to do in terms of moving forward. We have to try. Look, it's not an Ollie situation where we got a man that doesn't know what he's doing. We got a manager that knows what he's got pedigree.
Yeah,
as much as we disagree with the playing style and the profile of players that he's brought in, we gotta try and support and believe in what the manager is doing. But in saying that, like, we're not saying Ten Hag out, we're not saying get him out right now, but we are allowed to criticize and question when we don't agree with something that he's doing and the players that he's brought in, and then when we're looking at it on the pitch and it hasn't worked out. But it's early doors. But this Arsenal game will be a good barometer of where we are at, and it's not going to get any easier as the season goes by, bro. But what are you telling me in terms of what you're thinking?
I'm not very hopeful for the season. Yeah, this manager is really testing my patience. If I'm being honest, this team has been testing my patience, and we need
100.
to see. We need to see how it goes. Like, I need to see how Man United play, but I mean, till December. But I'm pretty worried about this team. If I'm being honest, I'm worried.
Bro, we're in the same boat. I'm just trying to be positive because I like the manager, and I think that
like he's done some good stuff in getting got a lot of players that deserve to get out. I mean, I'm still annoyed about the Fred one. I didn't really think Fred.
Yeah, bro. If out of all the midfielders, Fred should have been the one not to go first. Like, we should have been trying to get rid of it. But again, this goes back to the club putting a lot of these players on these big contracts, and because, bro, you know Eric Bailly's still on our books.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't got rid of Eric Bailly. Harry Maguire's still here. Do you know what I mean?
Eric Bailly, I'd keep him.
I'd take him over Harry Maguire any day of the week. But this is what I'm talking about. We don't sell well. We can't sell well. We haven't got assets. No one wants to buy our players because what happens is we put them on these big contracts and we can't get rid of them, or they're rubbish. So nobody wants them.
I mean, look at Chelsea. Bro, they just sold Cole Palmer, who hasn't played much football.
Nah, bought him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Chelsea bought him from Man City.
They sold so many players. Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sold so many players. City sold. Everyone else can sell apart from Man United.
Yeah.
And that is because we put them on these big wages, these rubbish contracts that makes them not want to leave.
And we expect them not to leave.
And they have no resale value. We buy players with no resale value. And this is a problem. And that's from top to bottom. But let's see. We can go on and on about United right now, but we got to wrap up there. People, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think about United. How are you feeling about this season? Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Are you Ten Hag in? Are you Ten Hag out? How you feeling about the Arsenal game? Is it going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that we are expecting? Do you think we can pull out a result and get a draw? Do you think that we can win? Do you think that we could win? How do you feel about the signings that United have brought in so far? Are you happy? Are you unhappy? Yeah, and let us know what you think in the comment section. And before we go, as usual, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, and the same time, share, share, share. We are here, and don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links up in the description. I want to say thank you very much to my guy ST as usual. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, bro.
People coming up, we will have the transfer wrap-up show where we wrap up the transfer window, look at the transfers in depth, and that's not just in the Premier League. We're going to be looking at all the big transfers in Europe as well, and the Prem show will be back as well during the international break before the season starts again in the middle of September. And Fight Talk, we're going to try and get a Fight Talk out for you guys as well. To come soon because we haven't had one in a little bit. And people, obviously, if you've got this far in the video, make sure to go to the channel, check out the Athletics Talk World Championship review that ST and I have done. Also, but people, listen, stay safe out there, be safe, pray, get the Obiya man on speed dial, get the judge done, and hopefully United can get a result against Arsenal on Sunday. And we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.